Welcome to Can Meet Theater.
I'd like to begin with a fact. A simple yet shocking fact. It is this.
With just one platypus, you can make a whole omelet.
Consumers will love that.
A Merry Christmas from Santa Claus.
And now let's see just how shopping can be fun. Real fun.
Please be advised, Can Meet Theater would like to wish you a happy holiday season and to remind you that whatever you celebrate at this time of year, to please be extraordinarily kind to each other, even to your relatives. Except that one. You know the one. Enjoy the show.
Every year around Thanksgiving, parents and children everywhere come together, eat a meal, and try not to bring up politics. Usually, we fail, as with the now famous case of Uncle Ron's 1994 Ralph Nader turkey holdout.
He talked to everyone about seatbelts for 3 straight hours.
And he had a carving knife.
And then in 2016,
he turned on my homemade hummus.
Man, if you want something soft and delicious on your cracker, what's wrong with Cheese Whiz or good old American pimento? Back in my day, there weren't no hummus. We see it coming. We wouldn't let it in. We'd build a wall around it, keep it out. If it tried to get back in, we'd say.
But this year, distasteful jokes about hummus or whatever is going on in the Middle East is off the table thanks to Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift?
How does this work?
You just say her name.
You just say her name?
Yep. This year, whenever anyone breaks out in a heated political discussion about countries that no one has been to, you just say her name, Taylor Swift. And just like that, the conversation becomes about the most iconic pop singer of all time.
Yeah, but does Taylor Swift work on dads?
Dad, do you even know who Taylor Swift is?
Who?
That's when you remind him of who Taylor Swift is dating and...
You know that guy from the Chiefs?
Hate him. Hate him. Hate them damn Chiefs.
This Thanksgiving, don't forget the verbal secret weapon that is Taylor Swift. If you're in a quick emergency situation, you can always use T-Swift for quick access.
Yeah, but what about Uncle Ron? How's he gonna deal with T-Swift?
Everyone loves Taylor Swift. Go ahead and try it out.
Hey, Uncle Ron.
Yeah?
T-Swift.
T what?
Taylor Swift?
Hey, that Kanye West was right. Beyonce's video was...
Oh no!
I would have rather talked a two-state solution.
Taylor Swift is not responsible for your crazy uncle bringing up Kanye at the dinner table. If he does bring up Kanye at the dinner table, quickly play Rich Girl by Hall & Oates and slowly turn the conversation back towards Taylor Swift. This year, protect your family. Only discuss Taylor Swift at your dinner table.
Taylor who? Is that flapper that thinks she's better than the Beatles?
You're listening to Canned Meat Theater, as nutritious as it is delicious.
From Washington, D.C., a Merry Christmas to all.
From balmy breezes, retirement community in beautiful Boca Raton, Florida, the CMT Shopping Network proudly presents famed astronaut Al Standish for Not Now.
Hey kids, it's your old pal Al Standish here from Mercury 5 with important news for you and your family. So go get Mom and Dad. You remember how we celebrated the new year in 1963 by lighting that redstone candle and sending me into space for 25 whole minutes? Pretty exciting times. Well, let me let you in on a secret. My favorite drink is chocolate milk, and I might have had one too many the night before. Boy, oh boy, they were tasty. But sitting there the next day on the launch pad, delayed for a couple hours before rocketing into space, took a little longer than I expected. Soon I'm traveling through space at 5,000 miles per hour and realize I gotta go. You know the feeling? We all do. Since I couldn't do what I did as a kid, sneak off to Mrs. Schultz's yard and leave my business in a rose garden. Sorry, Mrs. Schultz. I had to go right then and there. Yeah. Oh, gross, in my spacesuit. Well, let me tell you, the smartest people on the planet work for NASA, and they designed an inner lining for my spacesuit that allowed me to go without getting out of my seat. I sure couldn't go outside. Afterwards, no wetness, no odor, no nothing. Just a relaxed astronaut steering that great American space capsule way up in the sky.
Roger,
Yeah, ask Al,
and I feel fine.
how'd they do it? Well, I'll tell you, they did it with a bladder containment system that we call Not Now. Using space-age technology and high-impact polyethylene and polymers, the reservoir lining allowed me to go not once but twice. I could have gone 3 times if I'd wanted to. The Not Now lining goes on the inside of my spacesuit or your favorite blue jeans for maximum capacity. Just slip on before putting on your drawers. Amazing. Hey, sweetheart.
Hey, ladies at Gamma Delta Delta, go double Ds. And hey everyone, Wendy Standish here, and I want to tell you, Not Now has a design for us, girls. It fits nicely beneath our capri pants and even our prettiest dresses.
Now you ask, what happens to the stuff? Well, I couldn't do this in space, but if I were on Mother Earth, I would go to a private place, find the Not Now release valve located at the bottom of either pants leg, and let the stuff drain into the grass. If anyone asks, hey, what are you doing? I just say, nothing. And best of all, Not Now is crazy astronaut tough. You can slide into second base, third base too. Wrestle with your buddies, ride bottom first down a construction mound, or climb the tallest tree.
You can even help Mama with the dishes or with the cleaning, go to a dance recital, take a piano lesson, talk on the phone. Not Now doesn't leak, doesn't break, doesn't tear. Isn't that great? And mamas, just have your maid run soapy water through the liner and let it air dry. 2 hours later, the children are back to being children. No fuss, no muss. Nobody running in and out the back door tracking mud because they have to go. Not Now is the latest from the new frontier, space.
And Dad, Not Now works when you're playing golf, like old Al here, or working on the house and find you gotta go but don't want to climb down off the ladder or the roof. When a neighbor walks by and asks, hey, what are you doing? Just say, nothing. If you're at church and Dad says, stop twitching, but you gotta twist because you gotta go, just go. If you're sitting in class and no recess isn't for another 30 minutes, but you gotta go, just go.
Not Now is available at the best clothing stores in all children and adult sizes. Best of all, Not Now is priced to fit any budget and is available in white and gray. Perfect for families who want to go, go, go rather than stop to go. Just tell the sales clerk, Wendy,
and Al Standish
sent you.
Hey, Standish, what are you doing in my rose garden?
Nothing, Mrs. Schultz.
One never knows when the homosexual is about.
To start a dance-off.
Jimmy hadn't enjoyed himself so much in a long time.
From the playground of the South in Miami, wishing you all a Merry Christmas.
Good evening. Welcome to Ken Burns Presents. I'm Ken Burns. Many of you will remember my groundbreaking documentary on the Civil War. I know I do. As we live through our own turbulent times, I wanted to share some new discoveries I have made on this subject. Recently uncovered diaries, correspondence, and other documents from both sides tell a story how not only did the soldiers and civilians suffer from the diseases and deprivations we're all familiar with, but they also had to deal with many of the problems people have today. We begin with a letter from Colonel Thomas P. Jones of the 112th New York.
Dear General Grant, my unit is outside Manassas and my men are suffering from what I consider the darkest plague ever to curse the frontline soldier. I am, of course, referring to the restless leg syndrome. The young men under my command can't get the sleep they need because their legs can't stop moving in the night. Now, the doctors in my unit do have a treatment for this, but I think amputation is a step too far. Your obedient servant, Colonel Thomas P. Jones.
We should all be glad that we live in a time when less extreme treatments exist for restless leg syndrome. Mental health was also a problem for both armies in the Civil War. Allow me to share the following letter from Lieutenant Samuel R. Smith from the 95th Georgia.
Dear Mama, I have some sad news from the front. Even though I am physically well, something has shattered my emotional stability. A Yankee ball took the life of my emotional support animal and beloved dog, Ranger. I respectfully requested leave from my captain because of my condition so that I may regain my composure. But Mama, he suggested I spend an evening with a fallen woman. Dear Mama, please pardon this tear-stained paper this message has been written on. Your loving and still pure son, Samuel.
Mental health was not only a problem for the soldiers' wives also had to contend with being away from their loved ones. Here is a letter from Mrs. Clara Ramsey from Savannah, Georgia.
My darling Beauregard, it's been almost 6 months since I received a letter from you, and I am suffering from extreme melancholy. I would normally turn to my therapist to help me process these feelings, or at least give me more laudanum, but alas, he was killed at Chancellorsville. I was forced to cook my first meal since Cook was liberated by the Yankees, hoping that a meal of shrimp and grits would comfort me. This would only succeed in giving me the worst case of the vapors, soiling my undergarments, and the blue ball gown you bought me before your deployment. Not that there are a lot of balls scheduled for the future.
Both Union and Confederate soldiers would experience things and see parts of the country that most likely they would never have seen or experienced if not for the war. This point is perfectly illustrated by this journal entry from Captain Alexander Lippincott from the 71st Ohio.
My dearest Abigail, first let me tell you I am well, and proud to tell you of our successful defense of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. I must say, the grandeur of this beautiful part of the country has bewildered me completely, and it's because of this I am planning to build a bed and breakfast hotel here when the war is over. Now, I write this with the heaviest of hearts. Cupid's arrow struck my breast, and I am completely in love with a young corporal in my unit. Yes, I am well aware that ours is the love that dare not be named, but the only regret is the pain this correspondence is causing you, my former love. But I feel as if I have been living in the proverbial closet, and now I must come out. I hope one day you will forgive me, and we can remain friends, with regrets. Alex!
I am very excited to share this particular journal entry with you, because most Civil War documentaries primarily feature the accounts of officers who often came from wealthy families and were well educated. It is often difficult to find first-hand accounts of the experiences of the poor and common soldier. But Benjamin Boomer Dalton, who served with the 71st Mississippi, is typical of such men.
Man, I tell you what, man, I've been fighting a dadgum old anti-eatum and shit, man, talking about I ain't seen so much blood, talking about like a dang old bucket full of hog livers, man. I was fighting alongside this old boy named Bill, and daggone Yankee blew his head clean off his shoulders, man, talking about like a boom. Watch his dang old head roll down the hill like a dang old bowling ball, man. Took out a couple of them Yankee fellas on the way. And I tell you what, man, I ain't been right since, and this dang old war better end soon, man, because it's just awful, man. It's dang old awful.
People on the home front also faced challenges during the Civil War. Supply chains were unreliable, and that's putting it mildly. Take, for example, this police report from Wayne, New Jersey.
I responded to a disturbance that occurred on Monday at Edward's grocery store. A Mrs. K.L. Stewart, known to all as Karen, had brutally attacked the store's clerk by punching and kicking him. Witnesses say that Mrs. Stewart was upset that the store had no coffee and demanded to see someone in authority. The clerk informed Mrs. Stewart that the owner was at lunch and was not in the store at that moment. At that point, Mrs. Stewart insulted the ethnic origins of the clerk, screamed, and attack began. I arrived minutes later to break up the fight. The beating was so horrible that I felt I had to detain Mrs. Stewart until her poor husband had time to retrieve her. A follow-up on the assault case involving Mrs. Karen Stewart. The victim of the attack refused to drop the bodily assault charge, and the case will soon go to trial. Now, because Mrs. Stewart is of female gender, she will not likely face prison, but, God willing, she will be committed to an insane asylum for an extended period of time. Chief Constable Patrick Murphy, Wayne, New Jersey.
And that's all we have time for tonight. We'd like to thank our sponsor, We Got Food. When you just want something to eat and don't care what it is, We Got Food. I'll see you all next month for another Ken Burns Presents.
Are you hungry? Too tired, drunk, or stoned to cook? Too broke to order delivery? Not in the mood to make the smallest of decisions? Then you need We Got Food. If you're tired of choosing from a bewildering list of options from other meal delivery services and don't care whether it's got sugar, sodium, fat, glutens, or anything else, then We Got Food is for you.
Hey, we got food.
Hey, you got food?
Uh-huh.
Cool. What you got?
Some cans of stuff, some chips, got some ramen. You want it?
Yeah.
Cool. Got an address? Joey, wake up! Got a delivery!
We Got Food scavenges every off-brand wholesale market, supermarket clearance stand, and independent gas station and convenience store to bring you whatever we find, as cheap as we possibly can. So call us today and get food!
We got food.
Oh, cool.
Act now and get half off whatever we find next week. And ask about our special discounts for musicians.
This is awesome.
From the great Northwest, we wish you a Merry Christmas.
It was your usual Friday afternoon at the office of J.R. Juniper Incorporated. The morning had ushered in the weekly ritual of Donut Friday, where employees reveled in the delicate tastings of Mama O's Donut Shop for their very special and deliciously luxurious company-sponsored breakfast bite. It was always the most satisfying, and they spent the next few hours with smiles on their faces and sugar coursing through their veins. However, when the mid-afternoon hour crept in, the employees started to grow restless. If only there was something to help them through the last 2 hours of the day. Something sweet and savory. A second donut, perhaps? So that was how 3 desperate employees, Elsie, the new marketing assistant, John, the struggling associate, and Linda, the seasoned office manager, found themselves facing off in the break room. Because just one beautiful, untouched donut remained. Their minds began to race.
Just one left? Oh no. I'm new around here. I actually just started a couple of weeks ago, fresh out of college. So far, it's been absolutely wonderful. I've really been proving myself as a hard worker. I want to be the CEO one day, and I will. But I've got to watch how I establish myself, you know? How are they going to see me? As a leader or as a follower? So I didn't take a donut this morning. I wanted to show that I was my own woman. I'm different. I'm not like everyone else. I stand out from the crowd, but damn it, I really wanted one. And now, this seemed like the perfect time to just sneak away and grab one. But there's only one left. And what if I took it right in front of the others? How cruel. But I feel so trapped. Because I've already looked in the box. They know that I want it. I've already committed myself. So I've got to take it. Just got to.
What a day, I tell you. What a day. I completely botched that weekly wrap-up presentation. That damn PowerPoint. Why did I delete that slide I worked so hard on? Why? This kind of stuff always happens to me. My wife says I should just quit and find something else to do. Yeah, right. Especially now that we're expecting our second kid. Due next month, too. Now all I want is something to just help me forget it all for just one moment. And that chocolate peanut butter crunch donut this morning was so good. It really started me off right. I feel like I could do anything. If I could just have one more donut. Just maybe I could turn this day around. Line myself up for another promotion. I could really do it. Yes. Yes, I could.
These mother I set this whole Donut Friday thing up, you know? This was my idea. 5 years ago, I thought, wouldn't it be great if we had one day a week where we brought in donuts for everyone? And then I thought, what if we did it on Friday? You might laugh, but Donut Friday has become legendary. And I, Linda Jones, created it. So every Friday afternoon, after everyone has had their fill, I come on by to clean up the box, brush away the crumbs, wipe down the counter, and then I take home the last bit of donuts in the box. Every Friday. Now look at these two, trying to creep on in and steal away my rightful due. Oh no, they are not pulling one over on Linda. No siree. That donut's mine.
Oh dear. We've got quite a crisis on our hands. A standoff, to be exact. But what's going to happen? Who will claim this donut? Will it be Elsie?
I've just got to prove myself. I've got to take it.
Will it be John?
Please give me one more chance today. That's all I'm asking.
Or will it be Linda?
That donut is mine.
I don't know about you, but I'm stepping out of this.
You've got to be kidding me.
An unexpected entry into the break room. Miss Waters, the CEO.
I thought I'd finally be alone here. Oh well. Hello, everyone. Hi.
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 Anyway, I've got Carla on this conference call right now, and she is not happy with our last series raise. But it's the market right now, you know? Besides, the rest of the board overpowers her, so really it's just finding the right thing to say to tide her over until Series C. One donut left. What to do? Oh well.
Wait. What is Miss Waters doing?
Can't believe it.
Of course she would do something like that.
You see, with 2 fell swoops of a knife, Miss Waters cut a perfectly sized fourth of the donut off.
There we go. Keep up the great work, everyone. We're really on a roll this year.
Yes, Miss Waters?
You got it.
Thank you.
That day, something changed at J.R. Juniper Incorporated. The employees realized something transformational and magical, the concept of sharing. They realized that you could cut a donut into pieces. That way, everyone could have a bite, or 2 or 3. One could even try different kinds of donuts instead of committing to just one flavor. What an idea! It was a revolution. The next Donut Friday, the employees cut the donuts into pieces from the very start. And thus, a new tradition began, spreading through the office world like wildfire. So today, when your office cuts their donuts into pieces, think fondly of the proud, eager employees of J.R. Juniper Incorporated. Thank them for the selfless, steadfast pioneers that they are.
Here you go, Mr. Narrator.
Oh, thank you. Hazelnut cream cookie sprinkle.
You're listening to Canned Meat Theater. It never goes bad.
Wishing you all hyvää joulua from Finland.
This is the city. My city. It can be a beautiful place, but when the weather turns cold and the skies turn gray, it can be hard. Hard on your soul and hard on your feet. I can't help you with the holiday depression. I have my share of that to deal with myself. But when you slip on that ice outside the bar, that's where I come in. My name is Sidney Greenbaum, Dr. Sidney Greenbaum. I'm the night podiatrist. It was Thanksgiving Eve and I had nowhere to be, and that's exactly when people need me the most. All their regular doctors are closed for the long holiday weekend, and the emergency rooms are full. I thought about my ex, who was probably having a big traditional meal with her family. I'll be having a turkey sub for my big meal. Thought about all of my eccentric regulars and how I wouldn't mind one of them stopping in now, maybe a casual invite for tomorrow. But then, he walked in.
Hey, You's the one they call the night podiatrist?
That's me, yeah.
I heard you sees people without insurance.
That's right.
Or without ID. You's know, one fire or flood, or carjacking, or escape in the middle of the night. You're not thinking, you forget your wallet. It's really hard to restart your life as a normal, mentally healthy, productive member of society when you can't prove who yous are. Yous knows?
I can only imagine. That's the thing about being the night podiatrist. Oh, sure, I don't have to deal with the hassles of insurance companies and their crazy stipulations, but sometimes you end up alone with a crazy stranger. Maybe they're a little off balance, and not because of a foot injury, but maybe they're just down on their luck. It's like they say on that podcast, Can Meet Theater. You never know what you'll get. Something like that. Anyway, I was a little wary of this fella. He looked like he took his last vacation in San Quentin.
I used to sell advertising, commercial slots for a major network. I was the man, I tell ya, the man. But the industry's changed, you know. Next thing you know is I'm selling cars, out in the sun all day, begging for a sale. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there. Anyway, I think I broke my foot.
Weren't kicking tires, were you? Well, let's get you to the x-ray over here.
Ah, wow. You've got a nice setup here. Kind of reminds me of a place I stayed at when I was in L.A. I used to do some acting. Didn't really get too far. But I met some people, let me tell you. This one chick, she was a radiology student, but gorgeous. Did a little modeling on the side. Sometimes we'd sneak into her clinic. We took a few x-rays of things that shouldn't be x-rayed. You know what I mean?
I didn't know what he meant, but I didn't really want to. Okay, looks like a metatarsal fracture, but good news, I'm not seeing any displacement. Take it easy for a few days. You want to keep that elevated. Get some ice on it for 24 to 48 hours.
Ah, good. I can handle that.
If the swelling gets worse or it starts turning blue, though, you might be looking at surgery. You can come back here, or you might want to go straight to the emergency room. You got someone around who can help you?
Oh, yeah. I just met this girl. Really nice girl, but get this. Her last name is Trouble. Yous believe that? She's making a turkey stuffing. The works. Seems like a keeper. Yous got a big family. Looking forward to seeing them all tomorrow.
The thought of being alone with that turkey sub was starting to sound better and better. Yeah, I've got plans, thanks for asking. Enjoy your holiday, and rest that foot.
Thanks, man, will do. By the way, you's got another fellow waiting outside there.
Really? This is turning into a busy night. Send him in, will you?
Are you Dr. Sidney Greenbaum?
That's me. What brings you to...
A little message from Allied Podiatrist Group, Incorporated. We run this town now. Time to think about retirement, Dr. Greenbaum. And a happy Thanksgiving.
There are a million people out there in the city, and one of them just punched my lights out. Looks like I can forget the turkey sub and just get a milkshake. And it looks like I've got some trouble of my own. And the writers have run out of ideas, so we've got a cliffhanger. So I guess this is goodbye until they can figure out an ending. Until then, I'm Dr. Sidney Greenbaum, the night podiatrist.
You're listening to 94.1 KRZY, the only radio station crazy enough to mix Mongolian metal throat singing, alternative 90s rock, and psychiatric help, all before 10 a.m.
Good morning to all my listeners. It is the time of day again where I come to answer your cryptopsychiatry concerns.
friends. You may have heard of a cryptozoologist. These researchers ask, what does this creature do things for? How does this creature exist? What does it eat? Where does it live? But me, no. I am a cryptopsychiatrist. I ask, what does this creature want? How does this creature cope with the crippling nightmares that is existence? Why does it hide from the general public, hanging out only in the side of our vision or in blurry pictures? I ask how they are, and they tell me, hello everyone, I am Dr. Kakakuku. Yes, I am the world's only cryptopsychiatrist. I am here to help the cryptid work through their hard feelings and show we all feel the same deep down, whether we be human or cryptid. First caller, we have one of the more famous cryptids. Regular on our show, we have Nessie, or as many of you know her, the Loch Ness Monster.
Hello, Doctor. I just wanted to ask today if you have any advice on what I'm supposed to do to stay relevant in society nowadays. You see all these crazy things on TikTok, and no one knows or cares about the classics anymore. Oh, Loch Ness Monster, that's been done. That's just an old blurry photograph of someone's arm in the water. How can I be hip? How can I be fresh? How do I make that connection, Doctor?
Oh, Nessie, you see, it is not easy nowadays to stay relevant. So, you must stay on top of the trends. I suggest you learn to dance. It will get their attention when you post online. But make sure you stay out of focus. You need to entice them to come back and keep watching for the possibility of seeing your face. Be at ease. It will keep them interested for at least 10 seconds. Next caller.
Hey, is your front porch light on? Well, you better leave it on. Caddy's coming. Ah, yeah.
You see, here's this is Mossman. The Mossman is very attracted to lights like a regular moss, but he is also the size of a man. This attraction he has with the light is toxic, and it sadly appears he has relapsed again to his carnal desires. We will need to set up a private session later. Very expensive. Next caller!
Hi, Doc. It's Bigfoot. I was just wondering. I feel like I'm lost, and I just can't find any tracks. It's always like, oh look, it's Bigfoot, or it's Sasquatch. No one really ever asks me who I am. My name is Robert. My dream was to become a famous tap dancer. I was born in Plano, Texas. But now, I just wander through the woods aimlessly. How do I get people to truly see the real me?
You know what they say. You have to walk a mile in someone else's big feet. Try talking to campers when they first arrive. Seeing you in the eye, squintingly bright afternoon sun, they will believe it's real as opposed to you running around at night. I know you are nocturnal, but it's time to turn that nocturnal into a morning person. And don't give up on your dreams. You just need to find big enough tap shoes. Next caller.
Hi. So, you're a cryptopsychiatrist, right? Okay, so I maybe sort of spent all of my family's savings on cryptocurrency. Dogecoin was up, okay? And now I don't know what to do. My wife is pregnant, our mortgage is due, and I have nothing except for this coin thing. I don't know how I can talk to her about this. I really thought it was going to the moon, and now I'm here with this fake money that is worthless. She won't ever forgive me for this. How do I save my marriage?
Crank callers, I swear. You see, I am a cryptopsychiatrist. I work on real things. But what you're talking about is fairy tale nonsense. It's just Santa Claus and Tooth Fairy Poppycock. There is no such thing as fake money. What you, sir, need is a make-believe psychiatrist for the big woohoo crazies.
not a well-respected cryptopsychiatrist. That is all we have for our show this time. Up next, we have another hour of Mongolian metal throat singing following these commercials. After the newest hit from Imagine Dragons. Tune in next time for more cryptids in need of my life advice.
You're listening to Cami Theater, where no vegans were harmed in production.
Da América do Sul, boas festas para todos. Wishmen from South America, Merry Christmas to all.
You have reached the City of Bellevue Beach. For utilities, press 1. For parks and recreation, press 2. For the International Dominatrix Convention parking information, press 3. For planning and zoning, press 4. For environmental protection, press 5.
Art Cox?
Is not available. Record your message after the tone. When you've finished, you can hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, I've gotten this letter about a fine for ditching in a wetland. Hello? It's dry land now. I cleared out the mosquitoes. You should be thanking me. Who wants to be hanging around a swamp all day? That's why the land was so cheap. You've got to be ingenuitive. You got to take that cheap land and turn it into something worthwhile. Now look at how good all this looks, with this hurricane blowing outside. No sitting water body here. Well, hang on. Why is my house filling up with water so fast? Oh God, I can't swim. This was supposed to be dry land.
Hey Art, do you know what happened to the recycling bin in the break room? I've been carrying around this water bottle since this morning.
Recycling is a scam. The bin is probably being used for something much more important now.
Is that the bin upside down holding out your Lego set?
See, I've recycled it. Now the bin is doing something useful rather than sending all our recyclables to the incinerator. And it's not a Lego set, it's a 3D model kit.
I still think we should recycle.
Art!
Oh, no, not today. Dana, I'm not here. I'm out, doing a trash cleanup off of 138.
Art, we need to talk.
Art isn't here today, Sandy. He's out doing a trash cleanup.
Like hell he is. Where is he this time? Hiding under the desk?
No,
Again?
no, I'm not hiding. I was just, grabbing my pen that fell. See? Anyway, to what do I owe the immense pleasure of having to deal with you on what was once a pleasant morning, Miss Scholl?
Wait, your full name is Sandy Shaw?
Yes.
Isn't that weird that you work in environmental protection and your name is Sandy Shaw?
It's just nominative determinism. You know, your name sets you up for your career. Like how Dr. Seymour Cutts is a world-famous surgeon.
Or Guy Ryder is the president of that gay biker club. Or so I hear.
Huh. What about Mr. Dickinson down the hall?
Anyways, Art, what is this nonsense I'm hearing that the Green Space Plan has been canceled, and now that space is going to become an axe-throwing, roller rink craft meadery?
The development team thinks it's a better idea for the constituents, Sandy. It'll bring in income and drive tourism uptown.
It'll bring in polluting cars and
It's
lawsuits.
really not that big of a deal. No one really cared about the Green Space Plan anyways.
The petition had over 50 signatures.
You do know we have over 30,000 residents who live here, right?
Unbelievable. You always manage to find ways to blow up any good that we try to do.
I have a personal vendetta against the environmental department. You caught.
If the shoe fits. First, you allow the dump batteries into the ocean for electric eels event.
What?
Oh, that was me. It sounded good for the eels.
No, that tracks.
Then you agreed to cut down all of the trees downtown because people couldn't handle a little bit of pollen on their
the
cars.
The mayor has chronic hay fever, Sandy.
Now you're stopping us from putting in a much-needed green space to allow for the wildlife in the area to get some breathing room.
Send my condolences to the pigeons and the squirrels.
You are the most environmentally unfriendly person that I have ever had to work with.
Settle down, hippie.
You
Easy
fascist.
there, tree hugger.
You pencil-pushing stuffed suit.
Now that is too far. Listen, I know you're still upset about the tree thing. What if we plant 2 crepe myrtles downtown away from City Hall so the mayor doesn't go on a sneezing fit?
Only 2. I need at least 10 trees and no crepe myrtles. I'm talking maples, elms, and maybe even an oak.
I can do 4 trees of your choice and 2 shrubs trimmed into decorative shapes. Final offer. Great. I'll get everything submitted, and maybe next time we can do this via email instead of in person. Just a suggestion.
You know I never put anything in writing. By the way, Art, you still come into trivia down at Schooners?
You know I'd never miss it.
I'll see you then. Have a nice day, Dana.
I didn't know you did bard trivia.
What do you think I won my 3D model kit?
And from the Midwest of America in Chicago, this is Tony Computer wishing you all a Merry Christmas.
Introducing the Divine Diva, the Vibe Virtuoso, the Narcissistic Novelty, the Fabulous Ventriloquist, Miss Fortune.
Season's greetings to all of my lovely listeners. The holidays are coming fast, and I'm here to make sure they go as best as they can for you. And if you're unsure about what to give your Secret Santa this year, I've got you covered. Heed my advice for the perfect holiday season. Aries, your finger is always on the pulse of what's hip and happening. You know the best places to be, and you're always at the front of the line. You're a bona fide regular. Until you ask for your usual and the barista looks at you like you have 3 heads. Take your Venti mocha latte in stride. They'll remember you next time. Your Secret Santa gift should be an experience. Get them tickets to a local movie, a local sports team, or maybe even a local performance of the Nutcracker. Who cares if it's more of an obligation than a present? They'll enjoy it in the end, even if you've given them an assignment and emotional labor of planning transportation and babysitting to enjoy your gift. As the year is winding down and it's starting to feel like everything is a chore, it's time to just lean into it, Taurus. Do the bare minimum in everything you do until January. This is your recovery period. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You earned this. Somehow. Your Secret Santa gift should be something that you don't really have to put in much thought for. There's always the option of a gift card, maybe to Panera. That should be simple enough. Then you can relax and know you've done your office camaraderie part this year. Bold and brash, Gemini. Sometimes you need to make a statement. And that statement is love me or hate me, you'll still be talking about me years from now. You live your best life, unashamed of any choices you make or who you might hurt. If you can't stand the heat, stay out of the kitchen of your life, am I right? That's why your Secret Santa gift should be a fake lottery ticket. The joy they feel when they see they won $1 million should outweigh the crippling sadness when you tell them it was a fake scratcher. And make sure you let them know before they announce they quit at the company holiday party and burn all of their bridges. Or don't. It would be pretty funny. Sweet little Cancer, this time of year always brings you stress. You don't want to let anyone down, but you also don't want to overstep boundaries. You should just step back this holiday season. Be a follower, not a leader. It's best to just be a nameless face in the crowd. Your Secret Santa gift should be something safe and non-offensive. Get a box of hot chocolate mix with mini marshmallows, a nice bottle of hand lotion, and a neutral scented candle. Ta-da! You've got the tried and true, I don't really know anything about you gift with the I at least got you something you can use flair. The king of the jungle makes sure everyone knows they're around. That's why you're the office jokester, Leo. Everyone knows and loves your silly pranks, like replacing the sugar in the break room with salt, or flipping your elderly coworker's screen so that they ruin the IT guy's day for the next 6 hours, not knowing how to use Control, Alt, and Up buttons. Your Secret Santa gift should be a gag gift. Gag gifts always go over so well. Maybe a 50 Shades style cookbook, or novelty office supplies like a giant paperclip. Just make sure it serves no purpose ever and will sit around your giftie's house taking up space forever. And always follow up on it to make sure they don't throw it away. Oh, my darling Virgo, your taste in everything is just sublime. To hell with the credit card bills. You know what you need, so you have no problem getting it. Who cares if your husband says you spend too much? 'Tis the season for shopping. Your Secret Santa gift should be your personal favorite things. Picking things out for other people is so tedious, and you already have great taste. So get them something you enjoy, and they'll have to love it. If they don't, they're just wrong. And then they can give it back to you if they hate it so much. It's a win-win. Look out, world. Libra is taking the stage. You have a passion for the spotlight. That's why you always smile at the security cameras when you enter a store. This could be your big break. You just need to be in the right place at the right time, and then things will really work for you. Your Secret Santa gift should be a signed headshot of yourself. One day, you're going to get discovered and make it big. Then this will be the best gift they've ever received. You're totally not vain and self-absorbed. You're just thinking ahead for the future. Scorpio, your brilliant wit can sting those unprepared. But you're not responsible for someone else's feelings. If you upset someone, that's on them. They need to handle their own baggage. Fafo, right? You don't owe anyone anything. Since you got dragged into the office Secret Santa, your gift should be some assorted odds and ends from the dollar store. You have a $20 spending limit. You might as well get the most for your buck. Get some kitchen utensils, some hair supplies, and even some candy that went stale last year. With all you've chosen, they'll have to at least like something, right? And if not your problem. In the remaining days of early December, I want to wish happy birthday to all my December-born Sagittarius. This month is all about you, but at least you don't have to share your birthday with Christmas or New Year's. That alone is a cause for celebration. Only good things are waiting for you this month. Like a normal amount of birthday presents without the Christmas tax. Your Secret Santa present should be a movie that's near and dear to your heart. Norbit! You've been giving copies of Norbit on DVD to your different Secret Santa recipients every single year for the past 10 years. One day, you'll get the same name again and need to figure out a new option. But for now, Joyce in accounting can get to experience the joys of Norbit too. Happy birthday to our December Capricorns. Your birthday always manages to fall right in the middle of Christmas season, and everyone always forgets. No wonder your report cards always said doesn't get along well with others. They don't give you the respect you deserve. This month, it's time to take the limelight over that jolly old Saint Nick. So that's why your Secret Santa gift should be socks. After all, it's practical and everyone needs socks. Who cares if it's incredibly generic and the worst gift people remember from their childhood? It's practical and cheap. And it serves whoever gets it right for daring to make you partake in Secret Santa instead of just giving you presents for your birthday anyways. Like the tide, you will rise and fall and rise again this month, Aquarius. You will have many setbacks this month, least of all having your computer screen flipped and being unable to set it back to normal. But you will also have many successes, like getting that parking spot right next to the front door at work for once. Life is all about balance. Your Secret Santa gift should be the absolutely most thoughtful gift ever for your person. Spend hours stalking their social media and asking their friends what they like. Make sure that is exactly what they want and will love, and then when they ask how you ever knew, just smile. Then sit back and feel deeply lonely when your Secret Santa gives you a generic and impersonal gift card to Panera Bread that you can't use due to your gluten intolerance. Merry Christmas! Dear Pisces, this month is a time of friendship and belonging. It's time to appreciate those in your circle who give you a reason to keep getting up in the morning. Surely you mean as much to them as they mean to you. Make sure you let them know how important they are to you, even if they seem incredibly confused and off-put. Your Secret Santa gift should be a DIY'd up basket. Create a gift basket for the perfect at-home spa night, a movie night, or maybe even a romantic date for two. Know all of your effort with cellophane and tying bows will be destroyed in a matter of moments while your gift receiver tears it all apart, searching for gift cards or anything of actual value. That's all for this month, my dears. I hope your fortunes guide you like Rudolph guides Santa through the dense fog. And remember, when the days seem long, there's always an equinox to turn things around.
Deseando a ustedes una feliz Navidad.
We hope you're enjoying this episode of Can Meet Theater. Please rate and review wherever you listen to podcasts, and be sure to visit our website at www.canmeettheater.com and support us on Patreon. We would like to end with a holiday classic from the great satirical songwriter Tom Lehrer. Tom placed all of his music in the public domain last year, and we are shamelessly using it to our benefit. Thank you, Tom, and happy Hannukah. Enjoy.
I'm spending Hannukah in Santa Monica, wearing sandals, lighting candles by the sea. I spent Shavuos in East St. Louis, a charming spot, but clearly not the spot for me. Those eastern winters, I can't endure 'em, so every year I pack my gear and come out here till Purim. Rosh Hashanah I spend in Arizona, and Yom Kippur way down in Mississippi. But in December there's just one place for me. Amid the California flora, I'll be lighting my menorah. Like a baby in his cradle, I'll be playing with my dreidel. Spending Hannukah in Santa Monica by the sea. I'm spending Hannukah in Santa Monica, wearing sandals, lighting candles by the sea. I spent Shavuos in East St. Louis, a charming spot, but clearly not the spot for me. Those eastern winters, I can't endure 'em, so every year I pack my gear and come out here till Purim. Rosh Hashanah I spend in Arizona, and Yom Kippur way down in Mississippi. But in December there's just one place for me. Amid the California flora, I'll be lighting my menorah. Like a baby in his cradle, I'll be playing with my dreidel. Here's the Judas Maccabeus, boy, if he could only see us. Spending Hannukah in Santa Monica by the sea.
The enthusiastic public response and attendance at this show assured its continued success as an annual event.
Tonight's episode was written by Wayne Cothran, Andrea Howells, Kimberly DePersia, Jennifer Callison, Doug McDowell, Jeff Rembert, and Alex R. Wagner, and featured the voices of Joe Bueno, Steve Bonnet, Doc Anthony Bravo, Kimberly DePersia, David Hannert, Andrea Howells, Jennifer Callison, Michael Lewis, Nina Leon, Sarah Malfara, Kayla Miller, Doug McDowell, Jeff Rembert, Brian K. Scott, Rachel Tillman, and Alex R. Wagner. And have a pleasant evening and a happy holiday season.
At that point, Mrs. Stewart insulted the ethnic order. At that point, Mrs. Stewart insulted the ethnic. At that point, Mrs. Stewart insulted the ethnic. Ethnic.
Just say it.
All right.
Man, I tell you what, I've been fighting a daggum old anti-eatum and shit, man. Talking about I ain't seen so much blood. Talking about this dang old bucket of fish. Bucket of fish. Right. Right. Yeah, it's like bucket of fish.